good game. Because I've just gained way too much life for him to even think about dealing with. We'll take another Sarkon. And Fairy's got a plus.
I've got time.
That's that. So this is a little bit more clear how you want to execute. Active Treason, he grabs that again until end of turn. Does he sacrifice it though? Sarkon's out of reach. We have enough life to withhold any battering. Hitting our Teferi when he knows we have another Teferi. I find that interesting. I mean, yeah. By all means, let's just plus and finish this.
They are coming.
There's no need to be fancy about it. That's that, easy peasy. Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm TOS and you're watching Hello Good Game. Today we made ourselves a new little webcam frame, so let me know in the comments what you think of that. And if you like it, make sure to like this video. Today we're playing Fires of Invention. This deck is disgusting. This is a Jeskai version, which really focuses on the Planeswalkers, which is really cool. So we all know Fires of Invention dropped, and it's one of the most broken cards of the set. This thing ruins games. So you can cast spells only during your turn, and you can cast no more than 2 spells each turn. You may cast spells with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of lands you control without paying their mana cost. So there's the kicker right at the end. So you can cast 2 cards with your total mana cost for free, and then use your allotted mana that you still have untapped with mana tap abilities, which is really cool. We don't have any of those in this deck necessarily. We are digging into our sideboard as well, so we'll get to that. However, we are using sweepers. We're wiping the field, and then we're getting out some Planeswalkers, and we have Sarkon for our finisher. Let's break it down card by card, though, and we'll go through the interactions. Fave Wishes, obviously one of the most powerful cards for best of one, because it gives you access to a whole sideboard, which is incredible. Such a great card. So for 4, you may choose a non-creature card you own from outside the game in your sideboard and reveal it, put it into your hand. So this is, like I said, amazing, and we'll go through our sideboard right at the end of all the things we can grab. And then we can also put this on the field, and it's a 1/4, not really important. But if we still need to dig more out of our sideboard and we've got some duds in our hand, we can discard, say, 2 lands, put this back to our hand, recast it as its adventure, and start all again. Shimmer of Possibility, look at the top 4 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand, the rest under your library, the bottom of your library in random order. So this is just a draw effect to get us to our fires. Prison Realm, this is for high priority targets only. We could hit Golos with this if we want, or maybe some of their Planeswalkers, right? This is going to exile it until Prison Realm leaves the battlefield, and then we're also getting to scry 1. So really powerful there. Narset, Parter of Veils. Each opponent can't draw more than 1 card each turn, so this is great. Obviously just as a passive ability. And then -2, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a non-creature, non-land card from among them, put it into your hand, and then the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. Little Teferi, each opponent can't cast spells, or can only cast spells anytime they can cast a sorcery, which is great. So we're talking no instances here, right? Only main phase, nothing on the stack. +1, until your next turn you may cast sorcery spells as if they've had flash, which is great because we do have time wipe, so we could plus Teferi, hold back, time wipe, and reset, which is great. And then -3, return up to 1 target artifact, creature, or enchantment to its owner's hand, and we get to draw a card, so that's awesome too. Deafening Clarion, this is one of our sweepers that I talked about. Deals 3 damage to each creature, and then obviously we can give our creatures life gain or lifelink as well, which is really cool. Drawn from Dreams, just another huge digger. Look at the top 7 cards of your library, put 2 of them into your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. So that's for sure to get us Fires of Invention, which we already talked about. Sarkon, the Master List. Whenever a creature attacks or you or a Planeswalker, if you control a dragon, it deals 1 damage to that creature for each dragon. And then +1, each Planeswalker you control becomes a 4/4 red dragon until end of turn, which is incredibly powerful. We're going to want to do this +1 in conjunction with our Deafening Clarion, because then all our dragons have lifelink, which is super great. And then -3, create a 4/4 red dragon creature token with flying. We just need to be careful that this doesn't put us in danger of a shock or something like this. Time Wipe, another sweeper. Like I said, return target creature you control to its owner's hand and then destroy all other creatures, which is great. And then Ugin the Infallible. This is great just for the draw effect. +1, exile top card of your library face down. It becomes a 2/2 colorless spirit creature token. And then when it leaves the battlefield, we get to draw that card that was exiled. Of course, colorless spells that we cast cost 2 less to cast. And then -3, destroy target permanent that is 1 or more colors, which is anything, of course, unless it's colorless. We've got all the lands, Castle Vantress for a draw, and Planetary Beacon or Interplanar Beacon for our life gain. Fabled Passage is relatively used for digging out plains to use for our Time Wipe because we need 2 plains here, so that's hard to get to sometimes. When we break down the sideboard, which is great because at the beginning we said we had the Fae of Wishes, which can pull things out of our sideboard, we have absolutely everything. And this is a Jeskai deck, but in our sideboard we actually have black cards as well, which is really cool, making it 4 colors. We can only cast black spells here when Fires of Invention is on the field, because then color doesn't matter. So we've got a Negate, an Elder Spell, Dovin's Veto, Mystical Dispute, Ashiok Dreamrender, True Love's Kiss, Kaya's Wrath, Sharkon the Masterless, Nicol Bolas, Dragon God, Command the Dread Horde, Chandra, Awaken Inferno, Casualties of War, Planeswide Celebration, and Mass Manipulation. So really one of everything. I just realized that my webcam is up on the deck list here. Let's scooch this over here. Anywho, doesn't really change anything in the deck. The list is going to be down below if you need to see the list when we go through it. Make sure to click on that deck list. You can pull it up and see it for yourselves. Yeah, so we have basically one of everything for whatever we need to do in that instance, right? Obviously, we're only casting the black spells when we have fires out, which is most of these spells. Mass Manipulation is one of the most useful ones I'm finding. Nicol Bolas is also really, really great. And then if we have Planeswalkers out and we haven't played a Sarkhan yet, Sarkhan's great too, because when we get that lethal damage in. We're also using True Love's Kiss to destroy other fires and maybe frenzies if we still see them. Things like that. Mystical Dispute just to counter blue. Ashiok Dreamrender shuts down Doom Foretold. We could go on and on. These interactions are pretty deep and they're going to continue to evolve as the season progresses. So with that being said, make sure to comment what you think this deck is, how good you think it's going to perform, etc., etc. If you like my new Planeswalker frame, I'd love to hear some feedback on that. And yeah, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we're going to get into some games. Fires of Invention is one of the most broken cards right now. This deck got number 3 in Fandom Legends, so very, very powerful deck. And the only thing I think it's missing is a mana sink. But nonetheless, we pull Fires, we have a Time Wipe, and an Ugin for good luck. Maybe we should probably kill our ringtone. That's going to make things a little bit disruptive. And we're in it. Here, let's get this plains out. Always looking for 2 plains for our Time Wipe. That's the biggest part of the deck. Let me know what you guys think of our new Legendary Planeswalker webcam frame. Woof, Mech is sending me all sorts of shenanigans right now. Yes, 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 yes. Let's get that scry out. We have 2 of our planes. That's a draw, which we don't hate, but we don't need it. We'll leave it sit there. Maybe we'll use it later. I apologize for this. I'm going to get that right shot off. Some people are just the worst. No personal boundaries. This one's not Yemek. This is another guy. I just realized how rude that was when it came out of my mouth in the end there. We should have played our beacon instead. Whatever though. Who cares about life? We certainly don't. Let's get this draw in for free, and we're gonna take a Sarkon, and that should be enough. We're going in the sky. Ugin's already a dragon. Sarkon is gonna make him a even more formidable dragon. A creature plus planeswalker. That is very good. Continuing to pull these lands, which, I mean, who doesn't love? Sarkon goes out. We are going to minus on him. Getting our flyer out. We have a prison realm handy. No way to sink mana though, so this is what I'm talking about. We have 5 mana up because of fires, and we didn't use it, right? We can't cast on their turn because of fires, so we always need a way to drain this mana to be most effective anyways. So I think that's the only thing this deck's missing. And I did want to leave the list alone because it was a top 3 finish, right? So it's definitely good. And once we showcase it here, I think we can make it better. So this gentleman's playing Fires, Field of the Dead. I imagine there's Golos in there as well. Totally alright. There's his 2 lands. He still needs a Field of the Dead. I imagine he'll play that with Golos, or just put it on the field here. So, coming in tapped, because it doesn't matter. Our Ugin comes out because he's the best. We're going to plus him because we can. Another Sarkon, which is groovy. We're going to play Teferi again because we can.
Let's slow this down.
And we're going to bounce
That's more like it.
Field of Invention. Drawing another Teferi. Now we're plussing our Sarkon and hitting
To the skies.
8. Next turn we have lethal, as long as we're not getting wiped off here. So let's see how this plays out. We're going to toss ourselves up in the corner here. I think that's a really good spot. Other than when we do the deck list. We learned that today. But I'll just try to be present and remember to swing that back and forth. Yes, yes, y'all. So we're getting absolutely hammered by casualties of war. We deserve it as well. We're playing on our phones like we shouldn't be. And getting absolutely crushed for it. So we lost our Sarkon, which is a bummer. Let's be honest. I guess we plus our Teferi.
Don't worry, I got
We
this.
continue to plus our Ugin as well. He's going to have to deal with that draw engine somehow.
Lies beyond vision.
And we could even put fires into our hand, but then wouldn't be able to play it. Yeah. Let's attack, and maybe he'll give us our Sarkon. Probably just going to take the damage, though. And having him kill my Ugin doesn't necessarily do him any good. If I can get Sarkon into my hand with 2 planeswalkers out, that's GG's. So he's going to allow us to have it. If you can believe that, kid. So here it comes. And you just know it. We're hitting him this turn. Oh, oops. We actually needed to minus to make a dragon. We were out of our attack phase anyways. But I guess this way, he's got to pick between Sarkhan and Ugin, and they're both at 6, so really big targets. No matter what he does with his Field of the Dead, we can time wipe. So we're sitting pretty comfy, I'd say. Obviously, we have a Fires of Invention sitting handy as well. So let's see where it gets us. Okay, here's a Golos into another Field of the Dead, I imagine. He has Fires, so Golos' ability is kind of null. I mean, it does draw him 3 cards, but he can't play all 3 of them. And he already played 1, so he'll only get to play another if he uses his ability. A full hand, though, so I think we'll probably just see him play from the mitt. Really taking his time. He's not sure how to solve this riddle. Does he have another Casualties of War? This guy. Why he targeted his Fires of Invention, I'll never know. I guess I will know, actually, because now he can cast multiple spells, as that was his second, and now he can go into doing 3 and 4. So let's see what those spells will be. I believe all creatures are tapped here with Summoning Sickness, so we're safe there. We have a Time Wipe in our hand, so that's groovy as well. He's going to dig. Murderous Knight. He has removal, and he can cast it on Ugin. Taking 2 life here, and we're losing our Ugin. Nice. I mean, that's not bad. That's a good move. We pull another Teferi. So it's not good,
Trust me,
but it's
I have
not
a plan.
bad. We're missing a land, apparently. I guess this is it here. We may as well do this. Any land will do, any land will do. I guess, doesn't matter. And now we can pass, let him play and time wipe on his turn. Right? Just trying to empty that hand out, right? He has something in his hand. I'm curious why. What's he doing? He has 2 mana available. Targeting his Golos. No, okay. Maybe he's just rocking full control. That could be. Okay, so we're gonna get bashed. What would be cool here is Akaya's Wrath. He takes all the damage for attacking, and then you time wipe. That would be very, very cool. So we're knocking out Golos. Obviously, he's got the Murderous Knight and 4 in the hand. Once upon a time, going digging again. Fae of Wishes into sideboard access, which sucks. We talked about that earlier as well. We've got him down to 10. We just need to get in there and finish this. Let's see what he pulls. Oh, I guess I don't think we do get to see. So, Fae of Wishes, he does reveal it. So we'll get to see what he pulls from his sideboard here. It costs 4 to do. And another Casualties of War. This guy's really beginning to upset us with this. We'll just plus our Teferi. Let's do a draw. So we get into a weird situation. He's got 10 hit points left. We've got 21. Let's just, I guess let's pull the white. We'll do it now, just so his lifelink doesn't trigger. Murderous Knight goes into the bottom of the library, which is pretty crazy, because you can shuffle it and then it's back into anywhere. You can also search for it. So that's really, really cool. Another Casualties of War taking out our land. We just lost our red, so Fires of Invention is unplayable. However, he would have just destroyed it anyways. And here we go. We're just going for the draw, so basically sacrificing our fairies.
This isn't a fight you win.
Taking out one of these tokens, we get a land which is useless. Basically everything's a nuke for our opponent right now. He's either gaining 3 2/2s plus something, or just already has a bomb.
We will meet again.
We could use our own Fave Wishes, in all honesty. Double discarding, and then that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to go in and take another Casualties of War, I'm sure of it. Absolutely incredible. So you can see how similar our opponent's game plan is to ours, which is great. He's just got Field of the Dead mixed in. All right. We're getting pretty lucky with those. If that's something he wants to discard, that's on him.
If you show remorse, I've got
We're going to get the draw in here again, and we do get a Fae of Wishes. Okay, so let's get serious about this whole shenanigans. In all honesty, I'm thinking Chandra or Command the Dread Horde. Probably Chandra does a really nice job of it. Can't be countered. It's going to do continuous damage for the rest of the game. And it could scale out of control if he doesn't have anything to deal with it. He himself should be putting Fave Wishes back to his hand and grabbing an Elder Spell, I think, probably. We'll see, though.
You just let me know if you're up for round 2.
Double discard sucks, though. Double discard definitely sucks. It's not one of the great things. Oh, interesting. Takes his Golos and his Fires with his Plane-Wide Celebration. Very, very interesting indeed. There's his Fires. We get a little bit of life gain with our Beacon. Chandra comes out, which is great.
Stay back. I'm an
We're getting straight to work. And then we're wiping the field here.
Hot for ya.
And we should only be taking 1 damage to our Chandra while getting the +2. Our opponent did gain a bunch of life, but we have the Prison Realm ready for Golos. So let's see how this ends up. I mean, I think we're on the short end of the stick right now, but you never know. He's just so far ahead because of Field of the Dead, right? Like 4 tokens from this, I'm forced into a wipe again with Chandra. So, less than ideal. A lot of lands. Which is exactly what he wants, I guess. Doesn't really do him any good, in all honesty. They're basically dead cards. But he's got that many more dead cards coming up, so kind of a bummer. He should really be returning that Fae of Wishes to his hand, but to each their own.
I like your
Losing
energy.
out on a land drop, but it would still be a good play. Another Fires, and we get another Prison Realm, which is pretty groovy. Let's go ahead and grab this lovely Golos. He can't cast it on my turn, so I'm not sure why he has priority at all. Alright. At the very least, we're putting up a really good fight against one of these Field of the Dead decks, which isn't always easy. We're going to keep that there. And then -3ing, obviously. Killing his tokens.
Let's make some more room to fight in.
And we can get this pretty lady out for free as well, I suppose. That can act as a blocker for our Chandra. Oh, this is nice with Field of the Dead, actually. Because these tokens are going to come in without Summoning Sickness because he did it on my turn. That's an absolute pro play, you guys. Very cool. Good for him. Now he gets to go, and they're going to lose Summoning Sickness. Yeah. Wow. Very cool. Very cool. So Chandra's gone. And with that, so are any hopes of us winning this match. So, kind of struggling today, in all honesty. Let me know if I miss playing this deck at all. I'd love to see your thoughts on that. I mean, we're in one of those situations, right? Understand no matter what, we may as well protect our health.
You're gonna be sorry when I come back.
And, by golly, I'd say that's game. If we draw another wipe, it would be fun to use it. I guess. A really, really hard situation here. Yeah, we've lost anyways, but let's do it with some Flyer. Tossing our Fae of Wishes out again. And we can cast it, but we need to absolutely obliterate the whole field. Which none of this does. Because he's just going to gain that many more again. And again, and again, and again. We have nothing that really deals with Field of the Dead. Other than just all these wipes, but he's gone through them all, which is incredible. I guess let's show him one more. He does do the discard, which is probably the best option. But then again, he's got Fabled Passage up. He's just going to sacrifice that late game. On my turn for all the Field of the Dead tokens real time, which is an incredible move. Very, 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 very cool. We're taking 8 damage here, guys. Minimum. Incredible. I mean, obviously, it's unlikely that we're going to be winning all matches all the time. So it's just our objective to help educate you on how to play the deck as best you can. This gentleman is like prepared for some real time shenanigans. We could watch it play out. Fae of Wishes, he's just like, let's get that out of here. No more going to your sideboard. Sarkon's our kill card, but we didn't execute efficiently enough. We tried, but we only got him to half, and I think the trick to it might be really just saving Sarkon to the end, and when you know you have lethal damage. So like if you know you have 4 planeswalkers out and he's down to 16 or something, then you Sarkon, buff him, kill him. Things like this. Let's play one more round today. We played against the red deck, ran into trouble executing. Then we just played against the Golos deck. Again, trouble executing in the end. So we're going to really try to withhold until we know we have lethal and just do it at once rather than just taking a punch and then getting knocked out, if you will. Let's withhold, let that stamina build, do the 1-2. So, it's not good. It's not bad, though. Cauldron Familiar. So these black mono decks are beastly. He can put this back into the field anytime he plays a food token or sacrifices a food token, which he's going to do all the time. I guess there's a couple options here. Is he mono black? Which it looks like he probably is. Let's just continue to draw. We don't need that. We're looking for a plains, if anything. Okay, so it is Rakdos. Getting hit pretty good here. In a really bad spot here without this plains, you guys. That's going to come in tapped. We're going to pass the turn. We're going to take a hammering this next turn. We do have a sweeper, but these cats come back, man. It's brutal. Dreadhorde Butcher, that's going to be nice to sweep as well. He does have more shenanigans. I don't know why he wouldn't attack with his priest, in all honesty. I guess it's because he wants to tap and sacrifice these little ladies. Which is fine. Let's play our fires. And then we can just get the good old wiper in. He's going to sacrifice a couple things here, but I'm not sure what he's going to use the mana for. I do understand he'll be able to draw a card, which is nice, and we're going to lose 2 additional life, so we're taking probably 4 damage. Which is aggressive, and he does get the draw effect from it. The mana fizzles, which is great. The cats are in exile, and he needs treasures to bring those back. Mayhem Devil's pretty nice. But we have, like, incredible advantage right now. So check this out. Narset comes out, and we're just going to while on him. We're not even going to do the abilities.
I know 88 ways to defeat.
Fairy comes out.
Pick one.
Right
Fairy's
on,
going to
Skip.
bounce this little guy.
There goes nothing.
We get the draw. We get the land, which is nice. Everything comes in tapped now. And sorry.
Your prowess.
Narset's going to draw as well. We get Sarkon. He can see that. He knows he needs to deal with these. Absolutely. Murderous Rider taking damage, but he can afford it. We are pretty lucky in the fact that he chose Narset, so we're going to play Narset again. We're going to do the old dig.
Thoughtfulness before action.
And we're going to take a Teferi this time, I believe. And we're just going to keep hitting him with these Planeswalkers as hard as we possibly can. This time Sarkon comes out. And this is how the deck is supposed to work, ladies and gentlemen. Much, much better. We're going to do his minus just because we have a backup. Typically, it's something we'd always want to plus.
Oh, I've done
And we have huge damage next turn. He could have an Elder Spell, which would make us pretty sad. But I think that's game. Claim the Firstborn, that's fine. Let's see how he executes with it. He could have Fling, right? So attacking me for 4, and then dealing 4 damage to me as well. No. Keeps the dragon, attacks Sarkhan. Which is fine.
Watch this! A dragon would rather die than lose.
We take our dragon back, which is pretty funny, in all honesty. And then we're going to ruin this guy's life here. Check this out. So playing Sarkhan, gaining 1 life, doing his plus ability, making all our planeswalkers up in the air dragons, and then we're going to clear the Mayhem Devil and give our guys lifelink. That's the finisher. Good game. Because I've just gained way too much life for him to even think about dealing with. We'll take another Sarkhan, and Fairy's got a plus.
I've got time.
That's that. So this is a little bit more clear how you want to execute. Active Treason, he grabs that again until end of turn. Does he sacrifice it though? Sarkhan's out of reach. We have enough life to withhold any battering. Hitting our Teferi when he knows we have another Teferi. I find that interesting. I mean, yeah. By all means, let's just plus and finish this.
They are coming.
There's no need to be fancy about it. That's that, easy peasy. Whew. So, we got punished a couple times today, but we did sneak out with a perfect execution of how we want the game to go. We're going to play one more. That'll be 4 matches. Hopefully 2 wins, 2 losses, breaking even at 50%. I guess that's never the worst. Pro rate's 53%, let's keep in mind. And Legolos deck is converting at 73%. So I can absolutely not believe that no bans came of that. We're going to keep this. We have our 2 planes, which I really like, and a Sarkhan, which is preferable as well. So we're going to go in with our Hollow Fountain first. That's coming in tapped, we know this. Yes, 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 yes. We have nothing really to play for quite a while. We do probably want to push into Deafening Clarion though. So let's throw our Mountain in tapped, and then we can throw our Beacon into a Clarion. Wow, okay, so this is a nice sweeper here, you guys. Beautiful. Let's hit that up immediately. Boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna sacrifice this right now, I guess. Always getting distracted with my phone. What do we need? We have our 2 planes. We have 1 red. We're gonna need another mountain. And we don't want to bounce this, but we could take a dig. What in the world do we want? Let's pull another land here. Another beacon. I think that's really good. A fire would be awesome, but let's really flex on him with these Sarkhans. They're in our hand. We better use them. At the very least, that's 4 dragons turn to turn, so it's going to do a little bit of damage. getting smashed. Here's our beacon. And I should have took fires, then I could have fade another wipe in. Let's throw that dragon in the air though, force him to remove. The life gain's gonna limp us through as well.
Let us fight. Come
And the
to
dragon
me.
won't kill anything when they attack, but certainly will help. We have another Sarkhan after, so even if we can keep our dragons alive and just stack them, we'll be in a really good position. Would be pretty groovy if it did it to all of them.
I will listen to them. Come on.
Obviously, we're taking out this life gain here.
I have lost.
That's fine. Back to his library. And let's draw a sweeper. All in for a sweeper. Knight of the Ebon Legion's out of control. We are going to take that so hard, it's not even funny. Here's our fires. Here's our vents tapped. Here's our Fae of Wishes. Or do we just wipe the field again? I think that's maybe even a better option. Right? Let's take Kaya's Wrath. And no attacks because we do need to survive this next turn. And he can hit us hard. We're blocking the tank, taking 6 damage. Is a bit aggressive. He does get to draw, but we have fires, so we should be able to outpush him. Hopefully that's a land. Enters tap. Let's get the attack in here, right? Or do we double Sarkhan? Interesting. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Let's go crazy. We're going to gain life, which I like.
You will feel the
We're going to make
lick of
another
life.
dragon.
Magnificent.
And we're going to go in right over top of him and make a third dragon. Gain 4 life. And that way when he attacks us,
With a dragon's rage.
we're going to kill him. So he's taking damage, gonna go wide, which I appreciate, that's fine. None of them can attack. We're in a perfect position to wipe them. Play the land and scry, why not? Deafening Clarion is, by golly, exactly what we want. Good game. And again, you see how we can get cycling, we can get those wipes out how we want them. And reclaiming victory, if you will. So, if you enjoyed today's video, watch me get pummeled and then redeem myself, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We're going to be here for a long time. We're 6 months in. I'm excited to see what the next 6 months look like. Obviously, we're getting ready for the Mythic Qualifier, and hopefully we can start to be a household name in the arena community. I know we're working with MTG Zone. We're working with MTG Social Club as well. So a lot of cool things going on. Thanks for taking your time to watch, and I hope you all have a really great day. And one last thing, comment, like, subscribe, all that shenanigans. Subscribers are entered in to win all those gems if you cared anything about that. I've probably said that 1,000 times. Yeah, have a great day, guys. We'll catch you tomorrow.